he said absolutely no crochet or knitting for 6 weeks at least. Hi friends, welcome to another episode of the Cozy Cottage Crochet podcast. My name is Hannah. This is Noah. You say hi? And this is a podcast all about crochet, a little bit of knitting, sometimes sewing, and generally living the yarniest life possible in St. Petersburg, Florida, where we live. Why are you joining me today, sir?
Why?
Because you refused to take a nap? Is this so? You refused, absolutely? You were wailing and screaming and gnashing of teeth and fighting with your whole being against the dreaded taking of a nap? So I've never tried to record a podcast with him right here, so who knows how this is gonna go. If it's ridiculous, I don't know, there's just gonna be a lot of jump cuts. I have some hot chocolate because I need some sugar desperately. I am like beyond the point of tired. This week has been crazy. I do have a finished object to show you. It will be the last probably for quite a while. I have some knitting, I have some socks, I have one crochet project, and I have doom and gloom regarding my elbow. So grab a cup of whatever you like. Make it hot and delicious, or cold and refreshing, and let's get started, shall we? Hi, buddy. Yeah, you're gonna say stuff? Do you need more snacks? Hold, please. If you are looking for me anywhere on the interweb, you can find me as the Cozy Cottage Crochet on Instagram. I am the Cozy Cottage on Ravelry and the Cozy Cottage Crochet at gmail.com. For anything related to the podcast, anything you need from me in the next several months, email will be the best way to get a hold of me. Yeah, you talking to the camera?
Uppy.
Uppy? Yeah. Is that a new word you learned? Up-y?
Uppy.
Can you say yummy?
Mommy.
Can you say beep beep?
Mama.
Can you say potty?
Baby.
Yeah. Can you say mama?
Mama.
So, as I am recording this, it is Thursday, and I am exactly 1 week away from elbow surgery. After much drama and nonsense, the surgery did get approved by the insurance. Thank God. I don't even know if that would have happened if I didn't happen to have the contact for the person who's in charge of my husband's company's benefit package. I had to get her involved because Blue Cross has just been horrendous, and she is a delight to the world. Yeah, I heard you. And so yes, surgery is happening 1 week from today in the morning, I assume. I don't know exactly what time. I won't know till the day before. I've had all my pre-op appointments. I'm cleared to have surgery, but yeah, that's hot chocolate. The surgeon, I asked him on my list of questions, the top question was, what about crocheting and knitting? And he said, absolutely no crochet or knitting for 6 weeks at least. So I'm done with crochet and I'm done with knitting starting next Thursday for a month and a half at least. I'm gonna guess it's probably gonna be more like 2 months. So I'm gonna have a splint situation. It's not gonna be a hard cast. There will be parts of it will be hard, but from here to here for over 2 weeks, because my elbow is gonna be immobilized as well as my wrist. And then after that, I'm gonna have a really long wrist brace that will prevent me from doing this with my arm. And then I'm gonna have to go to physical therapy, and there's gonna be all kinds of things. He told me, I was talking about pain medication to the surgeon, and he was like, listen, I understand you have small kids and you don't wanna be drowsy, but you're gonna wanna fill the prescription. Which is never a good thing if the surgeon tells you that, right? Like that means it's gonna really hurt, because not only is there an operation, he's taking the tendon from where it is dangling where it's not supposed to be and stretching it back to the bone where there's gonna be a hole drilled in and an anchor put in. And I just, you guys, what am I gonna do for 6 weeks? I need your help. I am right-handed dominant and I'm very right-handed dominant. Like I cannot write with my left hand. There's so many things I can't do with my right hand. With my left hand. I tried to take a shower using only my left hand as practice the other day. It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. Mom. Yes, would you like to come up here? Yeah. So if you have ideas of what kind of crafts I could possibly do with my left hand that a baby can't choke on, that would be really helpful. Please comment below and let me know because I don't know what to do. I don't know how I'm not gonna go crazy, like absolutely nuts, not being able to crochet for 6 weeks. And then I imagine even when I'm not, what are you saying? Yeah? I'm talking so you feel like you should talk? I'm sure I'm not gonna be able to just suddenly pick up a crochet hook and then crochet for an hour. It's gonna be like 5 minutes and then I'm gonna be like, oh no, my arm hurts. So I'm gonna have to build back up to the thing I love most in the world. Just kidding, this baby is the thing I love most in the world. Yeah, that's mama's. So yeah, that's the update. And let's talk about yarn, shall we? If you're new here, this is a wild episode. It's not normally like this, but I don't know how else to make it because he won't sleep. Do you need more? Can you say more? Please. There you go. That's all the rest in the bag. Let's talk socks. I have a finished pair of socks. I don't think I showed any socks in the last episode. These are, I have not woven in the ends yet, so they're not finished. But I will do that tonight because I want to take a picture of these so that I can wear them right after surgery. This sock was finished last time, 2 times ago. I don't think I've shown socks in a while. Oh, so pretty. And this second sock, I had just turned the heel the last time you saw it, and so I've completed the rest of the sock. I have been a little bit like anxious knitting because my brain has just been going nuts with all of the preparations and everything. So this is the marker where I was last time. I have finished the foot, finished the toe. The only thing I have left to do is weave in the ends. And you can see these are very similar. They're obviously the same yarn, but they're not exactly the same. And I think it would be pretty hard to line them up because the yarn is not exactly a self-striping yarn. It's kind of like a tonal variegated situation. This yarn is Wisdom Yarns. Focus. Wisdom Yarns Saki Silk. It is 55% merino, 25% nylon, and 20% silk. This is a discontinued yarn by Universal Yarns, and I adore it. I went on the hunt for some of this yarn a while ago, earlier this year, because someone had gifted me a ball. I made a pair of socks. They're like my favorite socks to wear. They're just so comfortable and so cool because of the silk content. They're a little cooler than wool, straight wool socks. So I found 2 balls of yarn. One of them is this color and one of them is a blue and purple. And I can get 2 pairs of shorty socks out of this 1 ball of yarn. So I'm gonna save this for when I'm allowed to touch yarn again. And I will be making another pair of socks out of those as well. And then of course I have that purple ball as well still. My sock recipe currently is I cast on 64 stitches and I do 2x2 rib for 15 rounds. Then I do about 15 rounds of cuff. Well, I can't help you if you dropped it. Get down and get it. You know how to get down. 15 rounds of straight cuff, unless I'm doing a taller sock, and then I'll do like 6 inches. This is a Fish Lips Kiss heel, straight stockinette for the foot, and then a rounded toe. I learned the rounded toe from Mina's vanilla sock recipe, or 2 at a time sock recipe. Mina, who is the knitting expat. And so yes, these are the socks. They are absolutely beautiful and I adore them. And I can't wait to wear them. I think my plan is, because they're so bright and cheery, that I am going to weave in the ends, take a picture for Ravelry, and then I'm going to put them in my little drawer to wear next Thursday when I get home from surgery. Or maybe I'll wear them to the surgery. Who knows? So yes, that is my finished object. Very excited to have that. And I also have a half object. What, buddy? I have finished 1 sock. I have not actually cast on the second sock. So there's just 1. Would you like a sock blocker? You want to hold it? Yeah. This will not, there's no way I can knit an entire sock by the time surgery happens. I had like a small delusional period where I was like, I could finish 2 pairs of socks before my elbow gets operated on. The working conditions in this house. Can I have this? Thank you. Thank you. I can't talk to you with this. Let go. Let go. Give me this. Give me. So, it's a pair of Felici socks. I love Felici. Felici is a sock yarn that Knit Picks releases every once in a great while. It's colorways that are like one-offs, so you get it or you don't and you never see them again. They have been out of Felici for a long time, and then they recently had a drop and everyone went nuts a little bit for it, and I think they're out of it again. I did not buy any in the last drop because I have upcoming elbow surgery, so it would be no point. This blue for the contrast toes, heels, and cuffs is a blue mini skein, I believe from Cloudborne Fibers, which does that even exist anymore? I don't think so. I don't know if it does or not, but it was like a 75-25 merino nylon blend. This is a very loosely plied yarn, and I didn't realize that until I made it. I found that working the cuff and heel and toe in this Cloudborne Fibers mini was very splitty, like super splitty, because it's so loosely plied, which is really weird for a merino sock yarn. But it looks great with these socks. And then this is, of course, Knit Picks Felici. I made it almost through 2 full pattern repeats. Is that, yeah, so this one stripe is right here, yeah. If I kept going, it would do this again down here, but that's actually perfect because that means I only have to wind off 1 stripe before I can then start the second sock and make them perfectly match, because I only have 1 50-gram ball of this. This is how much I have left. The colorway is Hot Shot. So I 50 grams, 218 yards, 75-25 merino and nylon. And it's from Knit Picks. And this is what the yarn looks like in its little ball. So I should have just a teeny bit of yarn left when it's over, although maybe more than a teeny bit because I'm using contrast toes, heels, and cuffs. So let me show you if I can dig out the mini. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see any difference between this and like regular sock yarn. Like, it looks totally normal, but I don't understand why it's so loosely plied. I don't know, but I'm not mad at it. It's beautiful. I will still wear these socks. This is where I was last time, so I didn't have too much to go on these. Literally just like 3 stripes and a toe. On these socks, I actually put in a shadow wrap heel instead of a fish lips kiss heel. I am not entirely sure I did it correctly because I have the fish lips kiss heel memorized. I used to have the shadow wrap heel memorized, but I haven't done it in so long that I'm not sure. I think I may have added 1 extra row because this heel is like super pointy to me. You see how pointy that is? And maybe that doesn't look pointy to you, but compared to my other socks, I think that I've added 2 extra rows. Like I should have. You have triple stitches in the shadow wrap heel, and when you pick them up, I think I should have knit the first one and then picked up the second one to make a triple stitch. I don't know. I don't know if that makes sense. That will only make sense if you've made the shadow wrap heel, but I think that I added an extra 2 rows on this heel, so we'll see how it fits. I have not tried it on yet. I'm sure it will be fine, but I will be able to tell once I try it on or look at the pattern what is better or what I've done wrong. But I'm gonna have to make the second one the same because I want them to match. So I need to put an extra row in the second time as well. So that's it. That's my sock progress. I have a massive, massive amount of sweater progress to show you. But Noah's currently making a giant mess, so he's occupied. Maybe I should just grab the sweater now. Him being occupied is rare. Okay, let's just do it. Let's go for it. I have everything up on the kitchen counter so that he can't grab it. Because he's a disaster. What I have in here to show you is the boxy raglan sweater that is a pattern by Joji Locatelli. I have been working on it very, very diligently. I think it's possible. I think it's totally possible for me to finish this before surgery. I had hoped to have it finished before the podcast today, but it's just not possible. I literally just picked up the stitches for the button band last night, and that took forever. It always takes me forever to pick up stitches. I don't know why that is. I'm just really slow at it. I am just hell-bent on finishing this before surgery. Why? I don't know, because it's not like I'm gonna be able to wear it over my giant cast. I'm not gonna be able to wear it. But this yarn is Fat Bunny Yarns. It is her bulky base. You get 109 yards per 100 grams. It is 100% superwash merino, and the colorway is almost black. Fat Bunny Yarns does not exist anymore. It was owned by my friend Maria, who I have talked about many times on this channel because not only is she a dear friend, she's so creative. Maria, you're so creative. And this yarn, she gifted me this yarn to make into something, and I immediately made it into something. The baby's throwing everything on the floor, as he does. So I just added an extra cable on this so that I could hopefully try this on without losing a bunch of stitches. So I come back here, oh gosh, I just tripped over a truck that's on the floor. So the last time you saw this, I had completed both sleeves, but I had not gotten very far on the body. And the body is completely done. It is still going up a little bit, so like how short this is not actually how short it is. But this is what it looks like. This marker is where it was last time, so I have done this much of the body, including the ribbing. It fits perfectly. I love it. It is a little bit curling up like this just because even with the extra cable, it's not long enough for all the stitches that I picked up. Excuse me, sir. But yeah, this is what it looks like. It fits like a glove. It is going to grow just a little bit when I wash and block it. As you can see, I have tons of ends to weave in. I love the patterning because I have alternated skeins throughout this entire sweater, and it's just magical and perfect. And I will show you a little bit more up close. So this is where I was last time. So I've completed a good, like, I don't know, 8 to 10 inches of the body. Like all of that is done. There's a hole right there, but that's where I switched skeins. This is what the ribbing looks like. It's just the best colorway. I am almost positive I will have enough yarn. I've been weighing and measuring and doing all kinds of nonsense the entire time. And of course, I just dropped the yarn ball on the floor. Here it is. This is how much yarn I have left. It is not that much. It's probably 70% of a ball. I also have this little nug that's maybe 15 grams. And I have my swatch. I think it is very likely that I will be breaking into this swatch for the bind off. I hope not, but I just don't know. It's so pretty. So I have swatch, I have a tiny nug, and I have this much yarn. The button band is a lot of stitches. So I don't know how many rounds I'm gonna get because I made the sweater longer than is called for in the pattern. So we'll see. But I'm really happy with it. I hope that I get to wear it before I have surgery, but that seems unlikely, but it will at least be a massive finished object that I can wear either after my cast comes off around the house, because it's gonna be obviously too warm in Florida to wear it by March, or I can wear it next year, or maybe I'll go somewhere cold sometime and I'll travel. But yeah, this is what it's just beautiful in every way. And I adore it. I adore the yarn. The pattern is fabulous. And I'm really hoping, send me your good vibes, that I can get this done before surgery, which is next Thursday. Okay, hold please. I have to go chase down a baby. The baby has been successfully reoccupied. He is currently pushing around a truck in the garage, and the door is open, so he will, I'm sure, come back and attack me soon. Let's keep going. I have one crochet project to show you. The reason I have been focusing on knitting more than anything is just because I want to get that done. That sweater, I need it. I don't know why I need it to be done, but like I need it to be done. Maybe because I know it's possible for it to be done, and I knew it wasn't possible for this crochet sweater to be done before the surgery, but I have made a little bit of progress. So this is the Artist Cardigan by Nordana Crafts. It is a free pattern. I have gone on and on and on in other podcast episodes about how wonderful this pattern is and how impressed I am with it. It's free and it's amazing. You make it from side to side. This is what it looks like currently. So I've got the left front, the entire back, and the right front. And this is where I was last time. So I've put on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows, and each row is a forward and a return row. So it's really 2 rows per row. So yeah, I have completed a little bit. I only have like maybe 10 more rows total of the entire front. What's happening over there? What, Noah? Did your scooter get stuck or did your hand hurt? Do you need a kiss? Oh, he ran away. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 more rows total in this pattern. And then all that's left to do is 2 sleeves and 2 shoulder seams, right? Which is, it will be interesting to see how you do it. So I just love it. The yarn is another discontinued yarn from, well, I don't know if this counts as a discontinued yarn. The entire company went under. So I guess it's discontinued in that the company did not continue to exist. It is Knit Crate Audine Wools in their Twinkle DK. It is 80% merino, 10% cashmere, 10% stellina. Ooh, what is happening? There we go. So yes, I adore it. I'm still on the same ball of yarn that I was last time, but it is a little bit smaller, little bit. And I don't know, truthfully, if this will get any more work or not. I'm going to focus all of my efforts on that knit sweater, finishing the button band, weaving in the ends on my socks before I am not allowed to touch yarn for what feels like an eternity. So, Noah, your pacifier is in here on the floor. Come get it. It's over here. Come here. Come here. It's right here. Papa's.
Papa. Papa.
Come here. What do you have to say for yourself? You're just wreaking havoc. You cannot have hot chocolate. Who is this? Is it Elton? Your friend, Elton. You can't take a nap now, sir. You're looking tired. But it's 1 p.m. Normally you'd be up from your nap in 20 minutes. There's a little bit of incoming goodies I have to show you. One is from my friend Linnell, who is a lovely viewer of this podcast, has been for so long. And she sent me some wool-like yarn. If you remember in the last podcast episode, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so wool-like rich. And now I'm even more wool-like rich because there are 4 balls of this light gray. The colorway is beige. That doesn't really look beige to me. It looks more like a light gray. And then this is red. There's 2 balls of red. And then there's a partial ball of this goldy orange. Goldy orange, goldy yellow. So she sent me this because she doesn't feel like working with it, and I love wool-like yarn. I have talked about how much I love it so many times. It's discontinued. Michaels does not make it anymore. It makes me eternally sad because I love that yarn. And I think this is my plan. Of course, plans change, but like, I'm just saying this for now. My plan, once my elbow situation is fixed, is I think that I have enough yarn, wool-like yarn, to make a mosaic crochet blanket. I have never done mosaic crochet, even though I'm fascinated by it. And I just think in wool-like, it would be the lightest, most cozy, warm blanket in the planet. And it would be like air because wool-like is just such a light yarn. This is my plan. I have to pull out all of the wool-like, organize it by color, and then see what there is to see, like how much of each color do I have? Do I have enough for a blanket? I think that I do have enough for a blanket. I would prefer, if I'm gonna make a blanket, to hold it double because this is a light fingering weight yarn. So to make a blanket out of 1 strand of light fingering weight yarn would probably take an eternity. I would probably be 57 before it even got halfway done. So we'll see. I'm not currently able to like, Noah, lift my yarn bins. So all the wool like that has been incoming into my life in the last few weeks is in a little pile together, which I'm really happy about. So that's my plan. I hope his elephant got stuck under a chair. I hope to make a mosaic crochet blanket. So thank you, Linnell. Thank you so much. I'm very excited to have more wool like. I will always love wool like forever. Forever and ever. I know some people really love it. Some people hate it. I love it. I love that yarn. The other thing that came in the mail is something that has been pending since June of last year, maybe even before June. It is the Kickstarter for Ula+Lia, which is a guy, I guess it's a company, but it's a guy who lives in Mongolia. He's American, but he lives in Mongolia. I think he used to teach English in Mongolia or other things, but he is basically running a cooperative to create ethical animal fibers and yarn and make them available in the US. So he runs a Kickstarter every year. This is, I think, the 4th year that I have participated in it. And I think he's been around maybe 5 or 6 years total. So I ordered a sweater quantity last year, years ago, months ago really is what it is. So I ordered in their 85% wool, 15% cashmere yarn. Oh my Lord, do you see him? Noah, get down. No, no sir. He's a climber, this guy. You better not. You better not. We'll see if he can climb up from that one. Lord have mercy. What is this podcast? This is what the label looks like. And on the back, oh, it used to have reverse side for information about the animals. Oh man, he has officially figured out how to climb onto the counter. That is just horrifying, horrifying, friends. So I want to just read you the little blurb on the back of the label. It says, starting with a downy wool base and adding 15% kiss of our cashmere, the blended yarn comes from cooperatives that work directly with traditional nomadic herders in Mongolia. The unique, bitterly cold Mongolian winters force livestock to produce incredibly fine fibers to sustain them through the cold. When these animals start to shed in the spring, herders harvest their downcoats to start the process that delivers some of the most sought-after fibers on Earth. All of our products are sourced and produced 100% in Mongolia through our network of herder cooperatives and local manufacturing partners. So it is. I have nothing but delightful things to say about Ula+Lia. I have loved everything that I have ever gotten from them. And this year I've only ordered fingering weight previously, and I've made several things with that. This time I ordered DK, a sweater's quantity of DK. So this is their Aegean Sea DK. It's 85% sheep wool, 15% cashmere. And I ordered enough to make a sweater. It's just gorgeous. Like, it's so pretty. And plus, if you join the Kickstarter, you get updates throughout the whole time with like pictures of the animals and pictures of Mongolia and like how they spin the fiber, how it goes to the mill, like all of that. And I also ordered just enough of the lace weight cashmere to be one strand of a sweater that I would like to make in the future. And I can't, what is it called? Like a Cloud, the Like a Cloud sweater by Joji Locatelli, I think is what it's called. So I will still need a strand of mohair to pair with this in the future, but the Kickstarter prices are just unreal. This was actually a color from last year that I didn't get because last year I only ordered, what did I order last year? Some camel, I think I ordered some camel last year, which is such a fun fiber. So this is the colorway Autumn Teal, lace weight, 100% cashmere from Free Range Goats. That is what the color looks like. And you can see there's definitely like a theme here. I'm in the blue-green arena. So this I ordered literally like 7 months ago. And it is finally here because it's gone through the entire process. I just am so excited about it. I can't use any of it right now, which makes me eternally sad. But I promise once the Kickstarter ramps up for this year, it should be coming in like 3 or 4 months, that I will post about it on this channel, because every person that has gone to that Kickstarter through my recommendation has loved what they have gotten, and the entire process of watching the wool and the animal fiber from start on the animal to finish. And I actually got this recommendation from a lovely yarn friend who lives in Canada. Her name is Haley, but her Instagram name is Hayri. And that's how I found out about it, and I have been nothing but thrilled. Like, it's just so cool to be part of something that's like not just locally sourced and sustainable, but also totally ethical. It just makes me so happy. What, baby? More what? You got a scooter? So yeah, that's all the news that's news. I don't have any idea how long I've been talking because I've had to stop this video so many times. Basically, I don't really have a life update other than I am really tired and surgery is coming. And this is one of those weeks that's just like kicking my butt especially because next week, everything is gonna be so compressed. I have had a night meeting of some kind every single night this week, including on the weekend previously. I have been working every second I possibly can, and I'm so grateful to have some help after the surgery. My mom's gonna come for a little while because I'm not gonna be able to lift anything. I have someone covering for me on Sunday at church. This, not in a couple days, but the Sunday after, and then the next Sunday. So I'm not gonna be able to type for a couple of weeks. So it's just wild to think of all the things that I'm not gonna be able to do, especially with this chunky baby who just likes to wreak havoc on every bun and everything. Oh man, let me tell you of the shenanigans that happened yesterday morning. He got the yarn bag. I don't mind if he plays with the yarn. You can look at the yarn. Yeah, you can look at it. He's smiling. Yarn. Can you say yarn?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty close. So we have been late to school 2 days in a row. Not so late that she was like marked tardy, but like late almost. We had to go through the front door of the school instead of her little pre-K pod. And I'm not a late person, okay? I'm never late to anything. Yesterday morning on the way to school, Nova got her hand slammed in the car door, so there was tears. I had to give her ibuprofen. Her whole hand is bruised. Nothing's broken, thank goodness. I had to give her an emotional support ice pack to take to school. So that happened, and then I went to my doctor for my pre-op appointment, where Noah promptly tripped while running away from me, smashed his face into a chair, blood everywhere. Like, and blood curdling, screaming out of his little but tiny body in the doctor's waiting office. And they're not a pediatrician, so they're not used to that. So like the nurses and the doctor like came flying out, like, what's wrong? And I'm like, he hit his face. One of the doctors, I had to hold him down while they checked his mouth because they were concerned that he knocked his teeth loose. Thankfully he didn't. He just like bit on the inside of his lip. So much blood. Do you know how mouths bleed when you, so much blood. So he finally calmed down, and then I got to have an appointment about my operation. So that's why we were late yesterday. This morning, Nova whacked her head on something, so there was crying about that. And I just couldn't. I was also going to Tampa for work this morning, so Noah had to go with me. It was the whole thing. We had to pack the whole car. He just was not participating or cooperating in any way, shape, or form. Finally get him strapped in the car against his will, which I was like sweating after that. Sir, you are making such a loud crinkling noise. No one's gonna be able to hear this podcast. Do you need help? Yeah. Let me help you. There you go. I took the crinkle away. Now he has sitting on the floor surrounded by yarn. There are worse things. What was I saying? This is why I don't podcast with my kids around, because I can't think. Yeah, it's just been wild. And it's not gonna stop. I have absolutely nothing ready for Sunday, this Sunday, and it's an important Sunday. if you don't know, if you're new around here, I am a pastor of a small, inclusive, progressive Christian church in St. Petersburg, Florida, where I live. It's called Different Church. There is a link down below, always. I don't tend to talk about it too much on the podcast because I'm not trying to like push beliefs on anyone, but that's what I do for my job and also my life's work. And yeah, it's an important Sunday coming up and I have nothing ready for that at all because this week has been so crazy. Tonight is a meeting. Tomorrow night, I'm sure I'll be writing a sermon at like 11 p.m. And then it's just going to continue until I think Tuesday night is the last thing. Wednesday is nothing's happening. Fingers crossed, nothing's happening on Wednesday. And then Thursday morning is surgery. So yeah, in a few days, I'm officially done with crochet and knitting for probably 2 months, at least 6 weeks. If you have tips on how to survive that, please comment below. Reading is not really going to be an option because I have to watch the kids all the time. But yeah, I don't know. I'm planning on going to like walk around Joann's or Michael's tomorrow with him and just see if they have anything that I could potentially do with my left hand. Like maybe, bye. Are you telling me I'm talking too long and I need to get off the phone? Maybe like a plastic mesh grid that I could do some kind of yarn cross stitch on, or like a little pot holder weaving loom or something that I could do with my left hand. I just feel like I'm literally gonna go crazy and my mental health is going to be, like, crochet is what calms me down and knitting is what calms me down, and I need that in my life. I have been on YouTube for like 8 years now, almost. I have been crocheting and knitting since college, so almost 20 years. I don't think I've ever gone in at least a decade, probably more than that. I don't think I've ever gone more than 2 weeks without touching yarn and crocheting or knitting. So this is gonna be wild for me and I don't know how to handle it. And I'm trying not to worry too much. I know that the risks are low with this surgery of anything bad happening. I know that it's necessary and it needs to happen, but it is apparently gonna hurt really bad. And it's also just gonna be a nightmare to recover from with a 16-month-old who is a chunky boy who loves to run away. So yeah, thoughts and prayers, people, thoughts and prayers. I will be back in 2 weeks. I am planning on recording a finish or frog video before I get surgery. So that will come back in 2 weeks. And then after that, I have some other content planned as well. So the podcast will continue even while I am not able to knit and crochet. So until I see you again, happy crafting. Send me good vibes. Leave me a comment. I love you all. Bye, friends.